No one spoke of it. No one explained it. But every woman was expected to endure it. In the medieval world, a bride prepared for her wedding night in silence. She carried with her fear, innocence, and the weight of centuries of unspoken traditions. She was told to smile, to obey, to remain pure, but never to ask questions. There were no lessons, no guidance, only whispers from cousins, warnings from older women. Her body was hers only until the vows. After that, it belonged to duty, to family, to him. And yet, even in silence, she dreamed. She prayed that beyond the fear, there might also be tenderness, perhaps even love. The rituals began at dusk. She was bathed, not for pleasure, but for cleansing. Warm water, scented with lavender, rosemary, and sage, touched her skin. Her mother, or sometimes a servant, washed her slowly. No words, only scrubbing. The herbs were believed to purify, to erase sin, to prepare her body. Yet in that silence, she felt something deeper, the warmth of water against her body, the trembling of her own heart. It was not romance. It was not freedom. It was surrender. Her hair, once flowing down her back like a river of youth, was bound and braided. A veil covered what once was free. A lock was cut away. Small, almost invisible, yet heavy with meaning. A farewell to girlhood. A symbol of obedience, of ownership. And though no one asked her how she felt, she looked at her reflection one last time, silently grieving the girl she had been. On her wedding night, she wore a simple shift, linen against her body. Clean, modest, fragile. But beneath the fabric, her heart raced. Would he be gentle? Would he see her as more than duty? She folded her hands. She kept her eyes low, and yet, deep within, she longed, not just for survival, but for warmth, for kindness, for intimacy. In the flicker of a candle, she whispered a prayer, not for passion, not for children, but for mercy, and perhaps for love. Older women had told her, "Don't cry too loudly, or he'll think you weak. Bleed, or they'll say you weren't pure. Stay still, it will hurt less." But they also gave her small secrets. Chamomile wine to calm her heart, lavender tucked in her hair, a charm pressed into her palm. Not lessons of pleasure, but fragments of survival. Still, she carried hope. Hope that in the quiet chamber, he might not only take, but also give. That his touch might carry comfort. That his kiss might awaken something more than fear. The chamber was lit by a single candle. Shadows danced across stone walls. He entered. The air grew still. Her breath caught. His hand reached for the veil. Fabric fell softly to the floor. Her body trembled, not only from fear, but from anticipation. Their eyes met for the first time without witnesses, without priests, without family, just two souls, bound by vows, facing the night that would change everything. Some husbands were cruel, some were kind, but for many women, the wedding night was not romance. It was survival. Still, within the silence, within the fear, a fragile intimacy was born, not taught, not spoken, but discovered in trembling hands, in whispered prayers, in breaths that broke the silence of centuries. And though history rarely remembers their voices, every medieval bride carried a story of fear, of surrender, of resilience. and sometimes of love. They weren't weak. They adapted. They endured. Not because they were taught, but because they had no choice. And maybe that is what makes their story so deeply human.